What to do if you're stuck for 5 years toxic? Well, if you're stuck, you got to ask yourself, why am I stuck? Has God placed me here? Or have I become so immersed in this environment that I have not been creative in a while, that I haven't creatively created an out or exit? So I got to know that context, but let's just rock with it. So if you've been in a situation 5 years of toxic bullying, unhealthy workplace, number one, if God doesn't have you there, it's time for you to start opening. There's nothing wrong with being practical. Now, if you got yourself in a situation, then ask God to open the door for you to get out and be proactive in that regard. If you don't feel like God is saying stay there, what I mean by that is like start looking for a job. But you also got to make sure that you're not the type of person that's not standing up for themselves. But you got to also, if you have to be there and you don't have a job opportunity right now, let me give you this practical advice. You have to create some self-care regiments in your life to balance out this unhealthiness, because toxicity cannot bring toxins in a joyful person's life. I've been in situations that's toxic. I've been in situations that was unhealthy, but those things could not affect the joy that I have. So sometimes we allow the environments we in the workplace, in regards to the workplace, affect us mentally, affect us physically, etc., because we don't have no self-love, self-care activities to compensate and balance it out. That's why it's important to find joy in the Lord. That's your strength, right? So when you begin to cultivate your relationship with God and begin to really be grateful and have gratitude and begin to grow in the things of God, then you'll begin to cultivate a joy that a toxic work environment cannot affect. See, the thing about us as believers, we were not designed to be a thermometer. We were designed to be a thermostat. See, a thermometer tells the temperature. A thermostat sets the temperature. A thermometer goes into a toxic workplace, says this workplace is toxic. This workplace is unhealthy. You're just telling the temperature. But a thermostat says, even though this environment is toxic, even though this environment is unhealthy, I'm going to be operating at a high frequency that either I change the temperature or they can't affect my temperature. And that's why you got to find the joy of the Lord. That's why you got to create you a worship and praise playlist. You got to create those moments going to work, meaning this, that what do you play in the car on the way to work? What do you listen to on the way to work? What is your morning joy routine? What's your joyful morning routine? You have to have a joyful morning routine. And the first thing that you should have in your joyful morning routine is gratitude. God, I'm grateful for the roof that I have. I'm grateful that I have a car to get me to work. God, I'm grateful that I have legs. I'm grateful that I have arms. I'm grateful that I have life. Just gratitude sets the attitude, then sets the altitude, sets the high level frequency. Right? So then the next part of your joyful morning routine is what you do en route to the job. So if you have to have a route routine. What do you listen to? You can listen to motivational videos. You can listen to worship and praise. You can listen to a podcast. You can listen to whatever that will keep your spiritual energy up. Also, part of your joyful morning routines, and when you're in the parking lot, pray. Be proactive in your warfare. It's a war. They don't want your light to shine in there. What I would do is I would begin to say, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Tell your whole being, this is what we own. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Number two, you got to say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue that rises up against me in a day of judgment shall be condemned. 1,000 may fall at my left, 10,000 at my right hand, but it won't come near me. Every demonic spirit working in this workplace environment that's coming after me, I counsel your plots and schemes in the name of Jesus. And then you open your door and you whistle, or you hum a song to keep that going, and then you will begin to find yourself upbeat, walking to that job, and no matter what tries to hit you, you will be like Neo in the Matrix, moving bullets in slow motion. Hope that helped, family. And I know it helped a lot of people too.